My name is Daniel Blank. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of English Studies, and I work mainly on Shakespeare and early modern drama. My latest book is called Shakespeare and University Drama in Early Modern England. It thinks mainly about the connections between the Shakespearean stage and the student plays that were performed at Oxford and Cambridge during the early modern period. We've long thought about these student plays in the Shakespearean era as being removed and isolated from the activities of the commercial theater. But in fact, what my book shows is that these plays, these student plays, were not only connected in really interesting ways to the commercial stage, but they also exerted quite an influence upon Shakespeare and his contemporaries. But one of the things that's so interesting about student theater in the Shakespearean era is the fact that it was quite similar in a lot of ways to what we do today, to what student productions do in the 21st century. They had costumes, they had props, they had elaborate sets. And at the core of it was students playing these parts, playing these roles. So there are very real connections. And one of the most exciting things about studying early modern student theater is that we can see in those performances the origins, I think, of our own undergraduate theatrical traditions. Student theater was controversial largely because students were playing identities other than their own and other than the rather strict and rigid identities that university authorities were prescribing for them. They were trying to mold these students into people who would go on to careers in service of the church or the state. And there were some within the university community who felt theater was a distraction to that. Shakespeare is influenced by student theater in a number of ways, perhaps most prominently if we think about a character like Hamlet. Hamlet is himself a university student. Shakespeare goes to great lengths to remind his audience that Hamlet is currently a student at Wittenberg. And Hamlet, we see throughout that play, is wrestling through precisely some of the same issues, these issues about what performance does, the capacity of theater, and we can see that throughout the play. Shakespeare has such an important role in the modern university, in part because he and his works are so deeply ingrained within the student experience. It's not just in the classroom. Shakespeare plays a huge role in the curriculum here at Durham, but he also plays a huge role outside of the classroom, these kinds of extracurricular activities. So I think the student experience at a university like Durham is often shaped by the kinds of activities like this one, like student theater. We're also starting to think about Shakespeare in new and exciting ways. We're thinking about adaptations. We're thinking about Shakespeare's afterlives, the way he is reimagined and reconceived as early as the 17th century right up until the present day. And what's so exciting about that is that performance is often a big part of that. The way his plays are reimagined, both in amateur productions and also in professional productions, really guides the kind of work that we do in the classroom.